$1 billion economy, everybody thought that was a joke. Today, thanks to my son, Dela, he's making it possible to make sure that Volta region moves forward. I would like to tell everybody and assure everybody, all the dignitaries here who know who continue to come to the region, to know that Volta region is the #1 and will continue to be #1 in terms of everything in self-sustaining economy for the next few years to come. We are aware about the issue that has gone on in the region many years ago, but today, many people have come into this region. Tourism, I'm told, is almost exceeding 50% in the region. 5 years ago, it was -0 almost. I'd like to thank our #1 regional minister, who is always winning the #1 position for the last few years. And I know that he will continue to lead us so that we achieve our goals. Our major focus at Volta Development Forum is to make sure that this region becomes a very sustaining economy in tourism, #1 in agriculture, and then eventually industrialization. Well, most of the issues, the policies that are going on, if you realize the last few weeks, almost everybody for the national quiz, all the children, it's a Volta region that is winning. All the awards in the university, Volta region is winning the best awards. So it clearly shows you that there's a renewed confidence in Volta region and our children in the future. Those of us who are pace-setters will continue to give light of hope to our children, to the future generation, so that we can achieve our desired goals in the next few years. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Akpenedi from the Volta Development Forum.
All right, so at this moment, we've been blessed by some very important personalities that have joined us from other countries, and it's proper that we introduce them. They also will have a few words to share with us, and so we're going to start off introducing Ms. Emma Theophilus, MP, Deputy ICT Minister of Namibia. Please put your hands together for her. She's joining us all the way from Namibia. It's good to have you here. Thank you so much. The next. It's okay. Very well, thank you so much. We'll move on to introduce Ambassador Elif Barini. Please put your hands together. From Kenya, also coming all the way from Kenya, Ambassador Elifas Eliklim. I beg your pardon, Barini from Kenya. Thank you so much for doing us the honors. We appreciate your presence here. We'll move on to also introduce Ambassador Teferu is also here with us. Please put your hands together representing Ethiopia. Thank you so much for coming. We appreciate you. And then we'll move on to introduce Colonel Panas all the way from Togo. Please put your hands together. Let's show appreciation to him as well. Woo! Thank you so much. We also have in our midst His Excellency, forgive me, Soba Ojakoi is here with us, Chief of Staff, ACFTA Secretariat. Thank you so much, Your Excellency. Thank you for spending time with us from the African Free Trade. We appreciate you. Dr. Humphrey Daker is the president of AGI, our own president. Please put your hands together for Doc. Spent some time with Doc earlier. Such an amazing man, a very interesting man. You would love to spend some time with him. Doc, thank you so much. Let's also introduce Dr. Farid Arthur. He's also here from the National Coordinating National ACFT. Please put your hands together, coming all the way from the Office of the African Free Trade. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So these are dignitaries coming near and far, supporting Volta Fair 2023. We appreciate you, and we say God bless you for coming and supporting us.
We also have amongst us our traditional leaders and Okpekpe Akpini Fiaga Togbe Dagadu the 9th.
Let's appreciate Togbe for coming. All right, so we'll begin with messages from the diplomatic corps. And so please put your hands together on behalf of the diplomatic corps. We have Elikplim Barini, Ambassador Barini is the one who is going to be doing all the way from Kenya. Please put your hands together as he represents
the diplomatic corps. Elikplim.
Thank you so much, Ambassador.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much and good afternoon. First of all, let me begin by saying that I have already established protocols, but since every day is a learning day, I want to recognize Togbe Chairman. I also want to recognize the General's Chief Minister of Volta region. Obviously, our minister from Namibia, who is present here. I'm saying our minister because every African minister is our minister. And therefore, we want you to clap for her. She had made a long journey to come all the way from Namibia to demonstrate solidarity with ourselves. Having said that, let me begin by saying how glad we are that indeed I was not the one to speak, but we have quickly agreed that I deliver a few remarks on behalf of my colleagues, primarily to demonstrate the African spirit that we are not in conflict, we are together, we can agree and work as a one people. And therefore the remarks I'll make, they have not been discussed, but I'm hoping my colleagues will so endorse. But to join you this afternoon for this generous and a very colorful occasion, we have been here before. We look forward to coming back again, perhaps differently with our groups and teams and traders to come and join to continue the learning, because this is what we are talking in the continent. We need to break barriers. We need to join hands. We need to walk across the breadth and length of the continent so that we can build businesses, we can create wealth, and we can interact and enjoy this continent where everybody else has so generously enjoyed except ourselves. And therefore, I'm looking to a very bright future coming forward. Let me also say that it is a very significant ground. The Jubilee ground here is seated shoulder to shoulder in the neighborhood of something that we were able to put together with the generous support of your leadership, the African Garden. If you didn't know, there is an African Garden next door, and therefore Volta is coming along to lead the way, that indeed it accommodates not just the team in Ghana, but also the entire continent. Importantly, permit me really to express my delight about the numbers. This would not have been as colorful, as successful as it is unless each one of us present here put their best to come forward, to support the idea, to work together with everyone. And in this case, I want to appreciate everyone that is present here. You're so important to the success of this occasion. And please continue coming until the end of it. By the end of the day also, please pick an idea or two and see how you can propagate that so that when the next fair is coming, you are present and doing better than we are doing today. Let me say that, again, without the leadership, and particularly the leadership that has worked so hard to put this together, I see luminaries and heavyweights from Volta in the media sector. The media has done a commendable job in terms of spreading the word across the continent, across the country, across the world, and therefore your work is dearly appreciated. Obviously, the sponsors who have spoken, they have put in resources. We want to commend, we want to appreciate them, but importantly, please continue nurturing this idea, because this is what will get us to the journey that we want to walk. Finally, is to say that the message, that the success of this event is for those that believe in what they do. And therefore, don't look at the numbers, don't look at the sizes, don't listen to the noises. Commit yourself, keep your eye on the ball, and partner with the team and everybody that is trying to profile and grow Volta and grow Ghana and grow the continent so that we walk the journey together. Obviously, the presence of the ACFTA here is an endorsement that indeed the entire continent is on the same wavelength with yourself, and therefore they will be speaking for themselves to say exactly what they are doing for the people of Africa. But ACFTA, we commend you for really coming and to support and show solidarity. I don't really want to spend much time because of the generous weather out there. When we arrived, we were welcomed by some good rains. We welcomed the rains, and therefore, since it looks like it will rain again, I'll stop there and wish you a very, very successful fair and investment forum. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ambassador Barini from Kenya. Thank you so much for your presence. It's time for us to introduce our very own, our number one, our one and only, our regional minister. Please put your hands together. We have our regional minister in our midst, Honorable Dr. Archibald Letsa. Please put your hands together. Thank you so much, Honorable Minister. Thank you. Thank you so much for your presence and the honor done us this evening. We appreciate you. All right. Very deserving of an honorable minister for that matter. Thank you so much. We move on to introduce Mr. Seth Chum Akwabwa is the CEO of AGI. Please put your hands together. Let's show appreciation to Mr. Seth Chum Akwabwa. We also have in our midst Mr. Louis Rivermento, Trade Councillor, Angolan Embassy. Please put your hands together. Thank you so much for honoring us with your presence. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we also have in our midst His Excellency Professor Hugh Ayi, Trade Commissioner, Vanuatu to Ghana. Please put your hands together. Thank you so much for honoring us with your presence as well. Shall we also go on to introduce and acknowledge the presence of Mr. Augustus Awiti, Chief Director, all the way from Volta. Please put your hands together.
The Chief Director, Volta Regional Coordinating Council.
We also have our regional chairman with us all the way from AGI. We'll introduce them as well. Mr. Nyamiche is Ashanti Region BA. Please put your hands together. Let's acknowledge the presence of Mr. Nyamiche, the chairman, AGI, for Ashanti and BA. We also have Chonam Akalu Accra. Please put your hands together for Chonam Akalu. Let's acknowledge.
Anglo Afiade Ingba Asiblaga Habobo Miawezo. Anglo Afiade Ingba Ashiblaga Habobo Miawezo. Mienami 3 minutes. Miademojakana Miko 3 minutes. Miapomo Didi. Anglo Afiade Ingba Ashiblaga Habobo Miawezo. Miawedo. Regional Director, Center for National Culture, I need you here, please. Madam Pat Amehu. Madam Pat Amehu, I need you up here, please. The group you see are coming from Anglo Afiadeyingba, and their name is Ashiblaga Habobo. And they've been trekking through town from KK House through to Ahwe Runabout to the stadium, through Malaria Cortez, through Letsa Junction, then through Nafak, and they are here. Akpenedino, for that journey they have made just to join us here. Miawezo, Miawezo, Miawezo. Nutifafa International Cultural Troupe, be getting ready for us. Nutifafa International Cultural Troupe, be getting ready for us. Thank you very much. We continue with the program. Angla fiaring bato, miayomi, miawezo. Akpe. We continue with the program.
All right, at this moment, it's time for us to take some messages, and we'll do with that of the National Coordinator, AFC, AFTA, and CO. So please put your hands together for Mr. Farid, Dr. Farid Arthur, to give us a brief message. Thank you so much, sir.
The theme for the occasion, leveraging the African Continental Free Trade Area for local economic development. I'm sure he's going to speak to that. You are welcome, sir.
Togbe Chair, the Honorable Regional Minister, Excellencies, Ambassadors, Ministers, and all the other dignitaries, all protocols observed. I want to add my voice to the chorus of congratulations to the team that has been able to put this up. And I particularly want to acknowledge the minister himself, who actually took the trouble to come all the way to my office to come and ask that we partner with Volta region to do this.
Akpenedila, miapa megale dohola. Minister Zomote Genke, Obayo Megave, Akpenedine.
I start off by bringing you felicitations from the Honorable Minister for Trade and Industry, the Honorable K.T. Hammond, who extends his goodwill for the success of this event. The topic that you have chosen has now become a household name in Africa. Every now and then, and becoming more so often, we hear some event going on somewhere in Africa, somewhere in Ghana, somewhere even in European capitals, and somehow the name AFCFTA will appear. I know some of us struggle with it. The AFCFTA, simply put, is the African Continental Free Trade Area. And what it seeks to do is to open up Africa for us. Over the last how many years since independence, our trade lines have linked us to the West. We trade, send everything to the West, we send our cocoa to the West, and we get their chocolate. You know, we send our wood to the West and we import their furniture, and so on and so forth. We even send our oil, the crude, to the West, and now import the fuel that we use to power our cars. Now, somewhere along the line, our leaders realized that this cannot continue. And therefore, in 2018, at a historic meeting in Kigali, the agreement was signed to open up Africa to Africans. To show you the importance of this agreement, for the first time in the history of the African Union, over 40 countries signed on day one. That is how important it is. We're talking about 2018. Then comes COVID. And then in 2020, the AFCFTA in earnest starts. But the office was opened in August. Trading was supposed to have started Somewhere in 2020, it was shifted to the 1st of January. So when we talk about AFCFTA, it is only 1st of January 2021, and we're in 2023. So you can imagine, AFCF is barely 3 years old. It's barely 4 years old. And yet the ripples that have made and the goodwill and the support that we are getting is very, very, very encouraging. I am most encouraged by this initiative to think that Volta region, one of the 16 regions in Ghana, can hold this fair and get the attention of the rest of Africa. It is not only Ghanaians that are here. We have other dignitaries from other African countries, including Her Excellency, the Minister from, is it Namibia? Yes, you know. And I think this is very significant. It shows the level to which whatever you do is being watched. It shows that you've taken the leadership and you need to keep that leadership position. To whom much is given, much is expected. You will not stay in leadership because others are watching you. There are 16 competitors out there, 15 other competitors out there. And so you need to double your act in a way that the next year, in 5 years' time, this will become the institution. It has gone on for 6 years. You have the future all in front of you. Our office, the NCO, has been working with quite a few of you who are exhibiting here. We've even traveled with some of you to Kenya. We are planning to travel with some of you next year to other African capitals to also explore the opportunities there. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this is how we will contribute to leveraging the AFCFTA for the benefit of Ghana. Thank you.
Oh, you can do better. Please put your hands together. Thank you so much, Doc. Thank you. At this juncture, I would like to take a message from our president, a statement from the president of AGI. And so please put your hands together. Let's welcome the president himself, Dr. Humphrey Enyimdake. He's from Peki. So yes, our very own. We're grateful, sir. Thank you so much.
Ago, Remy. Third Chairman, the Honorable Volta Regional Minister, the Deputy Minister for ICT from Namibia, the Chief of Staff of the AFTA Secretariat, the representative from the Volta Regional Coordinating Council, members of the Diplomatic Hall present, fellow industrialists, friends from the media, colleagues that accompanied me to grace this occasion, I hereby recognize you, my delegation from Tema, Dr. Akwete and the team from Tema, representing the Association of Ghana Industry from Tema. I recognize you. I so choose to recognize the regional chairman from Kumasi and Brongahafo with your delegation. I sincerely also recognize Chonam Apello from Accra with your delegation to complement and support your colleague in the Volta region, OT and Eastern region for its exceptional action and proactiveness in duty. I also seek to take the opportunity to acknowledge the presence of my past president, Dr. Kofi Klujesson of the Association of Ghana Industries, and same as my past executive member, Gopal Vasu, the MD of M&G Pharmaceuticals. I sincerely appreciate your commitment and the time you have spent to be with us. By virtue of the conduct of our colleague, the regional chairman for OT Eastern Region and Volta, Dela Gajanku, the entire AGI Council, and the entire AGI representation, as have enumerated, are hereby here to support him for this exceptional work that he's been doing with the support of the minister. And Honorable Minister, we recognize your leadership, recognize your commitment, and your desire to see a significant change in the Volta region. We by this say you have the support of the Association of Ghana Industries in all diverse ways that will make your legacy and your dream come to pass. We say congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, it is our utmost pleasure to join our Volta Regional Executives for this year's Volta Regional Fair, which is the 6th edition. Let me begin by commending the entire team and again the regional minister for his commitment. Many a time you do not find such conscious commitment and leadership. Perchance, by virtue of the actions of my regional chair, I joined the regional minister to go around promoting the Volta Fair through a number of embassies. As at yesterday, I accompanied our guest from Namibia to see the vice president, all in the course of promoting this program. And this has been running for the last 6 years. So I presume you bear with me if I do say that, Honorable Minister, we are grateful to see this leadership, an exemplary one. We thank you. The growing interest among our entrepreneurs each year to be part of this fair is a visible and a testament to your hard work. Your sheer passion for this has increasingly paid off, driving participation, networking opportunities, and even more relevant and fostering a vibrant ecosystem of trade, innovation, and tourism development. This year's fair is under the theme Leveraging the African Continental Free Trade Area for Economic Development, and presents an occasion for the convergence of industry players and stakeholders in a common forum to deliberate on policy issues, connect with industry players, and showcase products and innovation. This is the reason why the Association of Ghana Industry chose to move its annual general meeting to hold this year, and tomorrow we shall gather to deliberate on policies, and as clear as a recent policy as the LI that was laid by the Minister of Trade. And if you listen to the airwaves, there's a lot of debate on the subject matter. So therefore it recognizes that our gathering here has a significant impact and it resonates across the nation. We consider our MSMEs the seedbeds of industry, and we are determined to offer them the right support and policies to spur them to growth into giants that will thrive within the AFTA community in Africa. And the Association of Ghana Industries, with the 60 years of participating in the business space in advocacy, has the right tool to support the SMEs in the Volta region to grow. The AGI believes it will also be expedient to decentralize investments across our country, creating a fair distribution of economic opportunities in order to minimize the rural-urban drift. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, We must also forge visible partnerships that encourage heavy investment in our productive sectors as we bring our African colleagues from Namibia through Kenya, South Africa, Nigeria, and Togo, that together we could partner and bring significant transformation to the Volta region. Nonetheless, and regrettably, we continue to see an influx of imports through unfair trade practices, as well as evidently rife smuggling through our borders. And considering the fact that the minister is desirous of bringing significant change and growth in the Volta region, our appeal is that the borders that you govern by virtue of the region respectfully needs to step up its activities, because there are significant smuggling that are making our productions uncompetitive in our country. If that is so, so shall it affect your efforts and your desires to grow. Respectfully, we ask the Togbi and then the minister to look into the aspects of the border control. Secondly, it will not be prudent to leave our industrial development to the mere forces of demand and supply. It is our strong belief that regulation to some extent can bring fairness and correct the market failures that bedevil our middle developing economy, to streamline efforts that will aid significant competitiveness in our industry. As much to say, a recent legislative instrument that seeks to be tabled by the Minister of Trade is facing significant opposition. But the Association of Ghana Industry believes that is the way to bring competitiveness to our country. And therefore, we have pledged our support to the Minister of Trade in the LI that has been tabled. As much as the principle is correct, we believe issues regarding implementation can still be deliberated on, where the committee and the chair of the committee and the reporting procedures regarding tabling of applications, the processes, and the role of the Minister of Trade and Industry to append or to accept or deny applications for restricted products can be further on discussed and brought to bear on our economy. Respectfully, we have no doubt that the national export strategy, if well implemented, will enhance our participation in AFTA. I am hopeful that the Volta Regional Fair will continue to attract local investment to invigorate the private sector, leveraging opportunities in the single African market. Permit me to say here that I'm truly impressed with the enthusiasm and support demonstrated by various sponsors, including APSA, that I could testify to their good deeds and their 10% interest on various sums of money that they are offering. Currently, the policy rate, even as at yesterday, announced by the governor of Bank of Ghana, Dr. Addison, is 30% as policy rate. Technically, lending rate ranges between 35 to 45%. So if APSA is willing to do a 10%, that is a significant game changer. And the Association of Ghana Industries has an MOU with APSA to support its members. So herein I say, if you are not a member of the association, find your way to be part of the association, that we can testify of your goodness, your integrity, your location, and therefore will help you in your bookkeeping so that APSA will come to your aid. So do I also recognize GIPC, led by Yolanda, here in present to support the cause of the Volta Fair. And on this note, I sincerely say congratulations, Akpekakaka, Maone Yami, and let the minister stay long. We are grateful.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. At this juncture, I would invite Nutifafa International Cultural Troupe to be getting ready, whilst I invite the Volta brand ambassadors. 3 of them are here. In no particular order, I invite Kafuide. Shall we clap for him? Kafuide. Kafuide. Medagu Awede Dova. My co-MC JMK. KMJ. The royal host. From Klepa. And then Ivy Dela Prosper. I invite the 3 of you to join us in the on the podium. Kafuide, yeah, he's coming. They have a short message for us. They are on the days. Just go on the days. Good. Yeah. They are our Volta brand ambassadors. You'll be seeing more of them during the fair. Yeah. Ivy Della Prosper will give us a brief message from the ambassadors. Miawele Dojilo.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am so excited to be here for a third year as one of the ambassadors for the Volta Trade and Investment Fair. For those of you who have not met me before, or you don't know who I am, you haven't been to the first 2 that I was part of in 2021 and 2022. My name is Ivy Della Prosper. As you can tell from my tonation, I did not live in Ghana most of my life. I was born in Ghana, but my parents took me to Canada. My father is from Kita, and so I have a connection to the Volta region. I also work for Ghana Tourism Authority, doing the Beyond the Return and formerly Year of Return, inviting the diaspora to come to Ghana. So since being part of this, there are several people who have contacted me over the last 2 years to come to the Volta region because they never heard about this region. Even my mom, my mother is from the eastern region. Even my mother, I told her about the waterfalls, the mountains, the fertile land, how beautiful the Volta region is. And she's like, hey, sa. So I'm very, very happy to be here again. And I really believe in everything that was said previous to me about the potential in the Volta region. For young people, I want you to know that you have the power to make change. You have the power to create your own path. As I said, I work for Ghana Tourism Authority. I do social media. You can use social media to create something for yourselves if that's the path you choose. You have the tools that your parents and your grandparents did not have to make a way for yourselves. You can use Facebook to start your business, selling clothes, selling shoes, telling people you do hair, you do makeup, you sell fabric. You can use Facebook for that. You can use Instagram for that. So it's not just entertainment, but you can use it as a tool for your business. All right, young people? You hear me? Yeah. Okay, good. So my fellow ambassador, Kafuide, is also here. I'll allow him to also say a few words.
Thank you, Ivy. How do you? Like me, your phone. I hope you're all fine. I'm happy to be here. This is the 3rd year running that I've come to the Volta Fair, the 6th edition, and I'm very proud to be an ambassador of this region. My mom comes from not too far from here, from Tanyiba, And my father comes from Achito, near Angloga. So I'm a full Volta guy. And I'm happy to be here. Put your hands together for the region. And I agree with everything that Ivy said. We have the power to make things happen. Let's use the tools we have to make things happen. I just met a very talented performer. She also sells beads. She teaches people how to make beads. She's called Triple A. She's in the corner there, and she gave me a nice rap in Ever, which I'm going to put on TikTok and tag Edem, and who knows, something may happen from there. Okay? I also teach Ever on TikTok. If you follow me on TikTok, you will see my lessons there, Kafui Day 7 on TikTok. And I was surprised that a German person who was coming to Ghana 2 months ago contacted me. He said he's been following my lessons on TikTok, and he's trying to learn Ever. Yeah, and so we're connecting there. So we have so many things that we can use to make our lives better. So let's do the right thing with the tools that we have. Once again, on behalf of all the other ambassadors, I'm very, very happy to be here. And
thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Volta brand ambassadors. On behalf of the others, Akpene Milo, Yawela Doji. Kujo Akapo, the rep of the governor of Bank of Ghana. He's the regional director, Bank of Ghana, yeah, in the Volta region.
Thank you very much.
Le Epe Nupopo Megbea, Nutifafa cultural troupe, Miagede Tome. I give you 3 minutes. Thank you. Sir, over to you.
Thank you very much. I'm delivering this speech on behalf of the governor of Bank of Ghana. In fact, he wanted to be here himself, but because yesterday he has to wrap up with the Monetary Policy Committee and make the announcement, he personally asked me to come and do this on his behalf. Mr. Chairman, the Paramount Chief of Bato, Togbi Patamia, Honorable Dr. Archibald Letsa, Regional Minister, Volta Region, Honorable Ministers of State, High Commissioners and Ambassadors, esteemed traditional leaders, members of the Association of Ghana Industries, distinguished invited guests, Togbio, Mamayo, ladies and gentlemen. A very good afternoon to you all, and let me take this opportunity to welcome you all to Volta Region. Let me begin by saying that I am deeply honored to deliver this speech on behalf of the Governor of Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Edison, as a special guest at the 19th Volta Trade and Investment Fair. The Governor would have been pleased to be here himself, but other equally important assignments have made it impossible. Mr. Chairman, the past trade and investment fairs organized in the Volta region have been very successful, and I want to seize this opportunity to salute Dr. Archibald Letsa and his team for this special invitation to be part of a great initiative and success story. The theme for this year's event, leveraging the African Continental Free Trade Area, I usually call it AFTA, for economic development, resonates profoundly with the collective aspirations of government and the Bank of Ghana. As you are all aware, AFTA holds immense potential for the continent of Africa and the financial sector, and the responsibility lies with us to put in place all the necessary institutional and operational arrangements to take advantage of the scheme and what it holds for us. It is therefore encouraging that this initiative is being spearheaded by the Association of Ghana Industries. In my remarks today, I would like to highlight a few key aspects of our commitment to vision as a central bank and which are critical in supporting the whole AFTA arrangement. The first is on price stability. Mr. Chairman, low and stable prices promote saving and investment in the economy, which ultimately lead to growth and development. It is for this reason that Bank of Ghana took decisive steps to control the recent surge in inflation in the country. The bank would continue to monitor incoming data and take appropriate measures to ensure its core objective of price stability is achieved over the medium term. Without price stability, costs of doing business will always remain high, and price instability creates an environment of instability which will not augur well for a sound macroeconomic environment. Businesses need stability to operate, and as such, price stability is critical. As a central bank, we will always strive to guarantee the system price stability. A second point borders on financial stability. The first was price, the second is financial. Bank of Ghana's commitment to maintaining financial stability is unwavering. A stable financial environment is the bedrock upon which successful intra-African trade will thrive, and the Bank of Ghana will remain committed to this aspiration. The Bank of Ghana will continue to implement robust monetary policies to ensure currency stability and foster an environment conducive to investment and trade. Now, developing an appropriate cross-border payment system is essential. We at the central bank recognize the importance of instituting seamless cross-border payments to support trade. We are mindful of this factor, and in collaboration with our regional partners, we are working towards enhancing and modernizing the payment system infrastructure to facilitate efficient and secure financial transactions, eliminating barriers that may hinder the flow of goods and services. The issue of having in place an appropriate cross-border payment system takes me to my fourth issue, which is trade finance facilitation. The Bank of Ghana is committed to supporting trade finance initiatives that empower businesses engaging in cross-border trade. A lot of work is being done in this area, and we will continue to explore innovative financial instruments and partnerships to facilitate trade in the sub-region and provide the necessary financial support that businesses will need. Taking steps to move towards regulatory harmonization. Harmonizing financial regulations across borders is crucial for the success of the AFTA. We are collaborating with other central banks and regulatory bodies to create a conducive regulatory environment that encourages financial responsibility practices and fosters trust among market participants. Developing capacity building. Bank of Ghana is also supporting training programs to empower financial institutions and businesses to make sure they are well equipped to navigate the complexities of international trade. The need to pursue a sustainable development agenda. As we engage in increased trade activities, Mr. Chairman, we must remain mindful of the environment and the social impact. The Bank of Ghana is committed to promoting sustainable and responsible practices that contribute to the overall well-being of our people and the continent. Sustainable development principle guidelines and framework is being developed with the banks to ensure responsible and sustainable banking practices. Mr. Chairman, I do not intend to make this a long speech. We need to get on with the business of the day and showcase what we have. In conclusion, let us view this moment as an opportunity for developing synergy and collaboration among businesses, and let us exploit every opportunity available. Let us build the networks. Together, we can unlock the vast economic potentials as envisioned in the AFTA agenda.
The Bank of Ghana stands ready to be a catalyst in unlocking the full potential of this endeavor. I look forward to fruitful discussions and collaborations that will shape the economic landscape of the Volta region. The Volta region holds a lot of potential, and I entreat you all to seize this opportunity and make this engagement fruitful. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
The governor of the Bank of Ghana, Volta region. Yeah. Nutifafa cultural troop, Mayomi, 3 minutes time you are out. They are from Aflao. Nutifafa cultural troop from Aflao, Olegagedemia Dome. In 3 minutes, they'll be out of Etuome. Yeah, Mayomi, Miawezolo. 3 minutes. Hey, Yidemi, yeah. Akpene no didi nawalo. Menya one now. Be cheering them on. Don't practice this at home. Caution, don't practice this at home. Devio Miesia. We are live on Facebook. Volta Fair 2023, live on Facebook. We are streaming live, Facebook. The group is by name Nutifafa International Cultural Troupe from Amenya Fitis Aflao. Don't try this at home. Whilst we are doing this, we have in our midst Honorable Elikem Kotoku, the Deputy National Organizer of the NDC amongst us. We also have the National Director of Logistics, Honorable Ludwig Loje, who gave us a statement. The Volta Regional Secretary of the NDC, Honorable James Gunu, also is present here. The group performing is Nutifafa International Cultural Troupe, and like I cautioned, don't try this at home. The group is from Aflao, and their name is Nutivafa International Cultural Troupe. This is just a tip of the iceberg. If you want to see more, from tomorrow there will be the district days, and we have 18 districts to come in this form in varied ways. Tomorrow there will be 3 districts performing and also exhibiting other things from their districts. You are all invited. It starts at 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. 3 districts will be in attendance. Thank you, Nutivafa. Thank you, Nutivafa. Thank you, Nutivafa. Akpenedino. Shall we clap for them? Shall we clap for them? Shall we clap for them? Oba kolomomena miafa. Nutome mega.
That's right. That's right. Thank you.
Thank you
very much. There'll be a lot more display from tomorrow. Make sure you are here, you're participating.
You are all invited. Tomorrow, the district days begin. And there'll be 3 districts partaking in these activities. They'll give us all their profile and all the cultural things they have there, plus the businesses that exist in the district. You are all invited.
Very well. It's time for us to have an address from our regional minister. Please, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together and welcome our regional minister and the person of the Honorable Dr. Archibald. Letsa. Please put your hands together. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Togwe Chairman and the Vice President of the Volta Regional House of Chiefs, our guest speaker, Ministers of State, Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic Corps, the Ghana National Coordinator of AFTA, Dr. Farid Arthur, the President and members of the Association of Ghana Industries, Ghana present, our brand ambassadors, the clergy, Chief Director and heads of departments, MDCs, MDCDs, representatives of our development partners, our cherished sponsors, fellow business captains and exhibitors, Togbo Mamao, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, friends from the media. Good afternoon. Today is a great day for Volta region as we start our collaborative journey towards collective economic prosperity through the African Continental Free Trade Area. Let me start by congratulating the AFTA National Coordination Office and the Association of Ghana Industries and all the key partners for their dedication and relentless effort in seeing this very worthy initiative become a reality. It is indeed an honor and privilege as well as gratitude and praise to the Almighty God to stand here in welcoming you to this occasion, marking the official opening of the 6th Volta Trade and Investment Fair with the theme Leveraging the African Continental Free Trade Area for Economic Development. This very warm welcome includes the ministers, the exhibitors, government officials, political parties here present, departments, NGOs, key industry stakeholders, and our students from tertiary and second cycle institutions here to learn more about the business and local economic development. These events provide us with an opportunity to bring together a vital cross-section of people and organizations committed to make significant contributions to the sustainable development of Volta region against the backdrop of the natural beauty of this region. Dignitaries present, we would therefore like to thank you most sincerely for sparing time to be with us this afternoon despite your crowded schedules. These are times to showcase the pride of our strong investment potentials in the Volta region. I have particularly been impressed with the registration for participation for the Volta Fair of micro, small, and medium-scale enterprises. But I'm also delighted to see a cross-section of the media and exhibitors participating in this trade and investment fair. What I have seen today says one thing about our resilience to push the agenda of local economic development in the Volta region and beyond. Why are we so concerned about trade and investment in the region? It is a well-known fact that trade and investments are drivers of local economic development and growth. There is no doubt the success story of economic development in Asia and the Pacific owes a lot to trade and investment, which help millions of people escape poverty. Trade and investments are a principal source of employment and makes goods and services available to consumers at competitive prices. That is the reason why we have resolved to ensure businesses in Volta region export to other African countries under the AFTA protocol, which is the rationale behind this year's theme for the fair, and making audacious moves under is One District, One AFTA product initiative to ensure that all the 80 municipal and district assemblies would each nurture at least a product for export targeting other African countries. Our domestic private sector partners, our young entrepreneurs, academia, and technocrats bring an invigorating blend of agency and pragmatism, a can-do attitude, and willingness to roll up their sleeves and get things moving. Their energy and enthusiasm and their innovative approach that discovers what others have overlooked are what this region has been waiting for. Ladies and gentlemen, I am confident that all of you understand well the necessity to ensure our investments do not affect the fragile environment, already vulnerable to natural disasters and climate change. I'm sure all of us will wish to preserve the natural beauty and serenity of the Volta region that you see today. So let us work together towards responsible investment that will protect our ecosystems that are the foundations of our material wealth and the well-being of our people. I look forward to a time when we can look back on this forum, not just at the dawning of a splendid new era in the history of sustainable development for Volta region, but also as one of the landmarks of economic progress in the region. It is inspiring to note that we have chosen to focus on manufacturing, agribusiness, and tourism, and especially projecting our kente weaving industry this year. This is timely because sustainable industrialization must be the next step for our region. Ghana must industrialize to create decent work and economic growth through local economic development for our country, as captured in the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 8, Agenda 2030. Our region cannot progress and break out of the poverty cycle if we don't industrialize. Investing in industrialization is one of the best ways of supporting the private sector. This is why this time round, we decided to allow the private sector, led by the AGI, to champion the organization of the fair. The job of government is to provide an enabling environment that is conducive for private sector growth, but it is the responsibility of the citizen to take advantage of the environment that we create. We can only grow competitive industries with business incubators when our economies are on the producing end and not at the receiving end. Our vision still remains to make our region a producing and exporting region This vision demands an innovative and strong trade and industrial drive. Our mission is to create a productive economy where citizens participate in growing the economy. This means we are set to nurture the private sector as a productive unit of the economy. Our goal is to recreate a society with smaller government and a bigger private sector. However, we want our investors to find a high-skilled labor market. That is why our teaming youth need to be trained in the acquisition of skill to enable them to turn our huge economic potential in the Volta region around. Indeed, let me emphasize that together we can improve trade and industrialize our region. I have confidence in our cherished partners. Please let me congratulate all our major partners and sponsors for the initiative and foresight in supporting us to organize this event. I have been reliably informed that this year's event has registered close to 400 exhibitors from across the Volta region and beyond. We are expecting over 20,000 visitors comprising investors, the business community, diplomats, contractors and professionals in the building industry, students, young entrepreneurs, and manufacturers, among others. We are very optimistic the fair will help foster partnership and synergy between the Regional Community Council, the private sector, and the academia. There will be business-to-business group meetings, technical seminars, and matchmaking sessions. I will urge the business community, academia, and heads of departments to take advantage of the event and participate fully in this fair. I wish to entreat all our local exhibitors here to pay a little more attention to packaging and modeling for the sale of made-in-Ghana goods. This is because the massive industrialization drive by the government means that there must be a way to dispose of the products. Therefore, packaging must be done well. There would be conferences and incubator platforms that will connect small-scale businesses to seasoned CEOs who will help the companies to properly plan and market their products and services to the global market. Friends of Volta present, there is another aspect I would like to bring to your attention before I take my seat. Facilitation of domestic trade is very crucial. That is why we are very grateful to government for introducing preferential treatment of domestically manufactured products by made-in-Ghana goods. However, there are times when the local businesses are not only being built to serve the domestic market, but also to be able to export their goods and services in the medium to long term. Ladies and gentlemen, this whole trade and investment fair would not be possible without the generous support of our sponsors. I'll mention them in detail later, and this will be done throughout the program. But I will encourage you to look carefully at the sponsorship panels and logos and remember them. All arrangements to ensure a successful and incident-free 2023 Trade and Investment Fair are in place, and our officials and the security agencies are all around to attend to any issue that may arise in the course of this fair. We also have the ushers around to help you. I would further like to thank the planning committee for a job well done and for working tirelessly in organizing this event. Again, I wish to take this opportunity to thank our cherished brand ambassadors for bringing their individual brands to be a game changer for this event. I call upon them to continue doing so in the future. I would like to invite you to join us in making this Volta Trade and Investment Fair successful with great economic venture. Join me to say, visit Volta, invest in Volta, taste Volta. And I also want to say that if you want to experience Ghana, visit the Volta region. I thank you all for your attention, whilst I especially welcome the Deputy Minister for ICT from the Republic of Namibia, who is a member of Parliament for the Parliament of Namibia, who has joined us all the way from Namibia. together with our ambassadors who are always with us. So, Akpenedi. And thank you for your attention.
Hello. Akpenedi. Thank you very much. Mia Akpe Haji Heavy Bewa Anami Heavy de Kareko. Shall we clap for him, Haji Heavy, to give us some rendition in our local dialect? Haji Heavy.
So, Akpe. But Akpe de Mono Popo Nui Ata. Haye Mabama Gianye Haye Ademawa. The Mabama did a goal of pay Bomayafi. Alabana pay Bomape Haonye. Kakaye came on Popo Swasinya Bama Jihagbea. Medribe ma Ajina Miaoha. Benemia say Ajra Rude pay Megbomonti. Akpenami.
Niato eviao Gaya debe mi agachia sewa takwepe ma yilao Epeya metoa Shine your eyes Shine your eyes I love you baby Epenya yikaka katrova Gaya debe mi agachia sewa takwepe ma yilao Le penesiva ilang Dunia gela no chachang Ano kuku dembe Wacho de blepechu Anta kona iyo Ai de sewo takpekpeme Brembe dodo fufufufu Eyi ya gadebe Ogalembe dodo fufufufu Wage Ever to come away, where I'm at Tola. Minamia was a chianide, Minamia Tiamenide. Me chop and wedo to my chonwo, I chop drove on wall. Me chop and wedo to my chonwo, I chop chuafia now. Me chop and wedo to my chonwo, I got that corner. Yoma wado kwenye jiwa Mideoda Tupala onyata Mideoda Ajogli onyalo Mideoda Ayeme fiafi onye Mideoda Dunya gelauda Openo meyala Yede kapto nenyo Ya kwenye opetado jinu Opa hiafio subotanta Ofio le sukula ye fote Opa ye afio le popoasyon me Gake ya mesi ocho de gleve chuta kona ola Aya lulu chikole Fupepe ya chikole Totro de kama vana kwa Eki ade yoyo na becha oli Chale fofo, chale fofo, chale fofo, chale fofo. Blema kese kwa fulena, blema kese kwa fulena. Bola, elanto kweja ele kode kachi sieve. Dunya gala do panono mela, eleko abe aleno. For the Kokolo Fiji, Kokolo Fiana, no Kokolo Fifi, Allen on a Trocoda Joge, Kokolo Fiana, Kupela Fiwada for a Colomba. Me chop and Bedodo Machono, Chop Fiana, me chop and Bedodo Machono, Cotro Bono, me chop and Bedodo Machono. Achota Konao, Asiome Wadapan Gadodo Chiola, Mideoda, Chubala Onyeta, Mideoda, Chublu Onyelo, Mideoda, Mideoda, Ebeki Kopan Goyila, Yekros Yasime Wole, Ebeki Bapete Nonola, Yekros Yasime Wole, Deni Papa Nyonyola, Yekle Chuasime Wole, Inamia Watatia Yedela, Dunavela de Yala, La Claonia, Afile Ale Baleme, Mapoa Jessica, one of where Pia, and Mutila Vete, Akbafu, click, Ajuglionia, Dubalaonia, Siafio Yonaola, open on my menu, Yadeka Toledo Soko, Yanyo Peta Dojinula, Micho Pendo to a Pedo no meo, Acho Tuafiano, Micho Pendo to Mechonuo, Akotro Fonuo, Micho Pendo to Mechonuo, Acho Dakonao, Asioma Wado Pendo to Chiola, Mideoda.
Thank you very much. Let's clap for him. The song is meant for next year and the election. And I'm sure you all understood what he said. Thank you very much.
The only person who didn't understand, I'm sure it was me. They brought me the translation here. So I was following from the paper. I'm from Klepeho, but I can't speak the language. I don't know why the PA to the artist brought me the document here for me to be reading from what he's saying.
Yeah, but Midauda, Medakumi Semedi. Thank you very much. Shall we also applaud all our MMDCs? They are amongst us. But in no particular order, the DCs from the region are all around. Yeah, thank you for attending on us. We also have from the presidency, Office of the President, Miss Hebeta Apeku, SDG Advisory Unit at the Office of the President. Madam, yeah, let's wave at her. Yeah. Miss Sewa Ose Efriye, also of the Office of the President. Yeah. Then we also have Mr. Peter Joyce Sawonu, Senior Advisor to the General Secretary or Secretary General, right? Yeah, thank you very much. We also have Mr. Dan Agboka Jagade of the VDF Executive Director. Yeah, VDF Executive Director. Thank you. Sorry for the matter of your name. We also have Mr. Emmanuel Hamenye Vena. Forgive me. Deputy High Commissioner, Namibia. Forgive me, sir. You are all welcome. Thank you.
All right, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, at this moment, we would like to invite up on stage our minister from Namibia. Please put your hands together for Honorable Emma Theophilus. She's the Deputy Minister, ICT, Namibia.
And also a parliamentarian of the Namibian Parliament.
She was appointed at the age of 23.
Nedila, ICT, MP Cho Namibia, Vamia Dome. Oh, ambassadors, ole miagbo, miele tohela. Volta, miele tohe, akpenedi, nedi. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Our Paramount Chief, Mr. Chairman Sir, the Honorable Regional Minister, our traditional authority leaders present here, Chief of Staff of AFTA, members of the Diplomatic Corps, all entrepreneurs present led by the AGI President, guests and specially invited guests, the people of Volta region, ladies and gentlemen, members of the media, All protocol observed. A very good afternoon. Greetings from the sandy deserts and the savannas of Namibia, the land of the brave. I am very humbled to be here with you today at the 6th Volta Trade and Investment Fair, joining you all the way from the southern part of Africa, the Republic of Namibia. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Africa. When we talk about Africa rising, we can no longer see it as an expression, but it needs to be accompanied by action and for it to be a reality. The theme for this very important fair, titled Leveraging the African Continental Free Trade Area for Local Economic Development, this to me means that every African must be able to feel, must be able to touch, must be able to taste and experience the fruits of the free trade area. It is time for us to have our own African version of Tesla, our own African version of Alibaba, our own African version of Airbnb, our own African version of Amazon. All that innovation and solutions must come from here in the Volta region. I want to be able to catch a train from the Ho here with stops along the west of the continent of Africa straight to the capital city of Namibia, Windhoek. The oppressors and imperialists have put limitations on our potential by putting up artificial borders that are hindering cocoa and its wine from Ghana to be exported straight to Namibia, by putting the limitation of shea butter from Ghana to be exported straight to Namibia, by putting limitations on Namibian beef to be imported into Ghana, hindering the coming of Namibians to the Volta region to come and experience your beautiful landscapes. Ladies and gentlemen, it is no more, Mr. Chairman, sir. We need to act urgently. The data tells us that as Africa, we are the youngest continent in the world, and our population is expected to almost double by the year 2050. We need to leverage these resources, both our natural and human capital resource, to maximize the potential of trade in Africa, by Africans, and for Africa. Every child, ladies and gentlemen, is the sum product of the environment they are born in. As a child of Africa, I am a product of the current Africa. The person I am today, in the very few 27 years of my life, is a reflection of the Africa I continue to choose. Because it's one thing to be born in Africa, it's another thing to continue choosing Africa. Therefore, the new mission for the youth of Africa, you and I, the young people sitting here today, around economic emancipation for all Africans, can only be realized through Agenda 2063 and embracing the Africa Free Trade Continental Area. Honorable Minister, I, along with the 2-3 small Namibians joining here today, stand in solidarity with all of you here as a sister of Africa and wish you all the success of the 6th Volta Trade and Investment Fair, and we congratulate you on its successful hosting. I want to borrow the words in finality of the words of my president, Dr. Hage G. Geingob, President of the Republic of Namibia, who says that Africa is the only place we can truly call home. We must therefore do everything we can to guard it. Volta region, this is your moment, this is your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Minister of ICT, and she was 23 years old. 23 years old, she became a minister, deputy minister for ICT. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We move on.
Yes. And that's a clear indication that every young child out there has potential to be who they want to be at any age. There's no restriction whatsoever. At 23, she was appointed a deputy minister. You can also do it if you're a young child. No restrictions whatsoever.
No, not Jole, Namibia, go out on Jole, Ghana, chair. Minister, okay, so we now take poetry appellation. Cho ya kadogba. Ple de la Agbeve. But we invite them for a poetry appellation. Quickly. Le Eya Megbela Miaho. Guest or keynote address. Keynote address. Appellation. Omeka Jo Hadolo, Enu Vivian Ogbona. Enu New Ogbona.
Once again, we'd like to say a big thank you to our major sponsors for making it possible for us to have the Volta Fair. In a couple of days, we're going to be here. We're spending time together. Please do well and come here with the remaining days. Talk to your friends. Let everyone come here and experience Volta the very beautiful way you can. There are many people who are coming from Accra, Takoradi, Tamale, different places here in Ghana to also witness this amazing showcase and display of authentic regional materials that you can find here at the Volta Fair.
Ya Kadogba. Ya Kadogba. We are live on Facebook. Volta Fair 2023.
From the ancient walls of about 58 years, we were born. We wore our cultural heritage with pride, for never should it be heard that we were lost, because we do not know the footsteps of our ancestors. We were spellbound. The flames of cruelty held us captive, and we fear. We fear that we may never be freed. But the great Exodus signifies the hope and freedom we enjoy today. Rise and hearken to the voice of development, for the four walls of our domain have us the key to our economic freedom.
the 6 March parade. She was the lady who performed the appellations for the president. She is also the second runner-up Miss NAFAC 2022. She is a final year student of the University of Ghana School of Performing Arts and an indigene from the South Dai district. Ya Kadogbe and then Della Agbeve. She literally is welcoming all of you to the Volta region. We now invite for the keynote address our special guest of honor, His Excellency Silva Ojako, the Chief of Staff of the AFTA Secretariat. His Excellency Silva Ojako, Chief of Staff of the AFTA Secretariat. The young lady is by name Delak Beve. Delak Beve. Akpenedino, 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 Akpenedino. Akpenedi, Akpenedi, Nedi, 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 Nedi. Nedi, 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 Nedi. Nedi, 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 Nedi. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Akpe. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, the Master of Ceremonies. Chairman of the House of the Chiefs, and who is chairman of this session, the Honorable Minister, Regional Minister for the Volta region, the Honorable Archibald Letsa. Excellencies, the ambassadors and the high commissioners that are represented here, Honorable Minister of ICT from the Republic of Namibia. She's the youngest member of parliament and the youngest deputy minister in the continent. I think we need to give her a clap for that.
The youngest minister in the African continent is present here. Benyasewa, Akpenedine, yeah, the ICT Deputy Minister from Namibia.
President of Association of Ghana Industries, the business leaders, and all the exhibitors. First of all, Honorable Minister, we want to congratulate you for organizing the show and to thank you for inviting the FCFTA Secretariat to be part of the show. I bring you greetings from His Excellency Wamkelemene, Secretary General of the FCFTA, who is unable to be here with us because of commitment that he had elsewhere. Honourable Minister and distinguished guests, as we gather here, we would like to put the FCFTA, the African Continental Free Trade Area, into the context that we would all understand. First is that we are 55 member countries. We are 55 member states that are in the continent that we know as Africa. 54 of those countries have signed the agreement, that is the agreement establishing the African Continental Free Trade Area. 47 of the 54 have ratified, meaning that
they have taken the agreement through their parliaments. And the fact that the parliaments have ratified the agreement means that the political leadership in those 47 countries and all the business people have agreed to the obligations and the rights that are there in the agreement that establishes the African Continental Free Trade Area. Today, our population is estimated to be 1.3 billion people. The 1.3 billion people that live in the African continent, but there is 260 million that are living in a diaspora. So if you add all this together, we are 1.5 billion people in the world. That constitutes what could be called the African population in the world. By 2050, this is about 27 years from now, the population of our continent is projected to be 2.5 billion people. Now, if we add the diaspora, that means that we are looking at close to 3 billion people. And today, and in the coming years ahead, 60 to 70% of our population are below the age of 35. 70% of the population of Africa are below the age of 35. And this is significant. The gross domestic product, what we all produce from our small enterprises, from our countries, is 3.4 trillion US dollars that we project will be $7 trillion by year 2035, which is about 12 years from now. We will be generating output of about $7 trillion. $7 trillion today is about the GDP of Japan, which is, the third richest country in the world. But today at $3.4 trillion, our continent, taken together, all the 55 countries that are generating 3.5 trillion, if we treat them as a single entity, as a single economic area, which is what is aimed at the future, that means that we are the 5th largest economy in the world, just after Germany. So we, as a continent, are the 5th largest economy in the world. And this is also a significant fact that we need to take into consideration. The continent, our continent has vast natural resources that can drive and should drive the development of Africa. And again, I will want to give you the figures as we know it today. In terms of arable land, our continent has 874 million hectares of land. 874 million hectares of arable land. But of the 874 million hectares of arable land, we are only using 274 million. 274 million hectares is what we are using in the entire continent. That's just about a third of what, a quarter or a third of what we should be utilizing. But even the 274 million, we are not using that in full capacity. We are underutilizing even the 274 million hectares. We have large resources, large reserves of strategic minerals. Today, we supply the world. What we are sending to the world of the strategic minerals, we supply platinum and cobalt. 90% of the platinum and the cobalt that is today dealt in the world is coming from our continent. 90%, 90% is what we are selling to the world as cobalt. So we are predominant in the global supply of platinum and cobalt. We supply 75% of the coltan that is traded in the world. coltan is part of the material that is used for making the mobile phones and the laptops and the computers. But we are supplying the raw material 75% to the world. We supply 60% of the manganese that is traded in the world as a continent. We supply 50% of the gold that is traded in the world, and Ghana was known years ago as the Gold Coast. And today, gold is still leaving the coast of Ghana every day, through Kotoka Airport, through the ports, every day. From the 1870s, when I was reading the history written by Edu Bohen, the historian, the late, I read the history of Ghana, and I heard that Ghana was called the Gold Coast then, and gold is abundant in this land. Every day, gold is leaving the coast of Ghana, daily. From that time, more than 400 years, gold is leaving our coast. And not only Ghana, but also the other countries in the continent. We go southwards, south of the Volta region to Adamfo, Keta is 200 kilometers inside the Atlantic, is part of our territory. And so that is all around the continent. Every coastal country in the continent has what is called an exclusive economic zone into the sea, 200 kilometers into the sea. That is part of the resources that is available to our continent. Above all, we have the people, and you heard the minister saying we are the youngest continent. And as I have said, 70% of our people are people that are 35 years and below. And that spells energy, innovation, and so on. That is what the young people bring to the table. And so these resources that I have mentioned and some which I haven't mentioned should drive our sustainable development agenda for the continent. Today we have a historic opportunity with a truly ambitious instrument to drive our development